Well, everyone, this is take 2. I just filmed this entire training session and the audio was messed up. It was no good. You could barely hear me. I now know why that is. So it's never going to happen again. So I apologize if anyone tuned into that one. And there was 5 people that tuned into that. And clearly you just got in there and you were like, what is going on? Anyway, my name is Joshua Giuliani, as you can see here. So, by the way, someone asked me during the week, someone in this academy actually asked me, what tool do I use to do these lives, to share my screen on Facebook Live and to do all these name tags and the things that scroll across the screen, all that sort of stuff. I use a tool called BeLive.tv. So it only costs like $25 US a month or something. You can share your screen, you can interview people, you can even do things like this. So I'm telling you about BeLive TV right now. Boom, show that, done. Boom, there it is. There's the link. There's the link. BeLive TV. I can remove my name, just have BeLive.tv there for ages, for as long as I want. It's great. It's an awesome tool. So go check that out, BeLive TV. Now, I want to really add as much value here as possible. I want to help you guys make cash. All right, that's the whole point of the Magnetic Millionaire Academy, right? Is to help you guys make cash. Brandon Lee, an absolute legend from Singapore, joined this group about 3 days ago. And he already just closed a $6,000 deal. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm all about. I'm here to help you make money. So use me, please. Get involved. Commit to this process. And you will make some money. All right, you will make some money with the Magnetic Millionaire Academy. I put out a post asking you guys what you need help with to make money. And you told me, overwhelmingly, you said to me, hey, Josh, we need some sales help. We want a sales conversation structure. And I heard you, and that's what this session is. We're going to go back in time and have a look at the 7-step sales conversation structure that I used when I first got started in business. Okay, I wasn't always a good salesperson. Okay, I wasn't always a good salesperson. I was started out not knowing anything about sales. I was a bad salesperson until I found this system, this 7-step system. Now, over time, over the last 3 years, I've simplified this system down to the 3-step system that I teach in the online course, right, which I go through in Module 7 of the Magnetic Millionaire Academy. Now, just to be clear on what that system is, it's a 3-step system. The first step is cognitive dissonance, which you should know about if you've watched Module 7. And that's getting really clear on where the prospect is presently and where it is that they want to be. And the clearer that you get on those 2 things, the bigger the gap in the middle. And the gap in the middle is called dissonance. The gap in the middle is called dissonance. That's why it's called cognitive dissonance. And the idea is the bigger that dissonance, the more that the prospect wants to fill that gap. And if they're talking to you and they know that web design or digital marketing or a property advocate or a graphic designer is the answer to their problems, then they're going to want to fill that gap with you because you're sitting right across the table from them, or you're sitting on the other end of the line on the phone call. Okay, this is the idea. That's step 1. Then we ask them a question. We go, hey, we ask them, we go, you understand, to get those goals, to get to that future reality that you want, things need to change, yeah? So we're getting a micro commitment. We're getting them to say, yeah, we're getting them to acknowledge that they need things to change, i.e. they need to work with us. Then we demonstrate a whole bunch of value. That's step 2, add a whole bunch of value. Then we ask them, what's next? And normally, if you've done all the steps right leading up to that, meaning you've done the money method from start to finish, got the messaging right, done the omnipresence, built that audience, engaged with them, and then you're on the call with them. By that stage, if you've done those 2 first steps in the sales conversation, cognitive dissonance and adding value, they'll want to work with you and they'll ask you, how much is it to work with you? And then that's when you can start closing them. You can tell them about your price. Say, hey, let's work together. And if they have any objections, you just go back to what it is that their key motivator is, which is like, hey, you want to make money, yeah? So let's work together, right? So that's the 3-step system. And what it is, it's actually a simplified version of the 7-step system that I used to use all the time. Now, to give you a bit of background on this 7-step system, like I said, I wasn't any good at sales. I was actually terrible at sales. I didn't really like my job at Fairfax because there was a sales element And I just wasn't any good at sales. I enjoyed my job because I was working with big national clients and helping them communicate their brand using the publications of The Age, but I didn't enjoy the sales part at all, getting new clients. It just wasn't my forte. But then I was introduced to this system when I quit my job and I was selling websites. I hadn't sold a website yet. And then I used this system with the first prospect that I sat down with, used it from start to finish. I was really strict. I used each step to the letter. And when I did, I sold a $6,000 website. I'd never sold a website before in my life, and I sold a $6,000 website. And then I moved that price up to $10,000, and I was selling $10,000 websites with this 7-step system. So if you want help in sales, if you want to sell more, use this system. If you don't really have your head wrapped around that 3-step system, the simplified version of it that I talk about in the Magnetic Millionaire Academy, write down the steps from this system. Watch this whole video a couple of times. Write it down. Write it down and try it. And try it and try it and try it again. Because it took me a few times to get this right. Right? I trialed it. And yes, I got the sale in the first prospect that I sat down with, but that was after trying it at home, just going through all the steps and memorizing all of the steps. If you're selling people on the phone, have these steps written out so that you can go through them and make sure that you go through each step. Because if you do, you're going to get yourself to a sale, especially if you've done everything that you need to do leading up to this point in the money method. Okay, so I'm really, really excited to show you this system, this 7-step system. Guys, if you're watching this live, #live, ask me any questions that you have during this conversation. All right, get involved in the conversation. I'm using Be Live, so I should be able to see these comments come through and I will answer them. Just get involved. Like I said, I'm here to help you make cash. I'm here to help you make money. The Magnetic Millionaire Academy is all about helping you take things to the next level. Let's do it. Ask the questions. If you're watching this replay, #team replay. #team replay underneath here. And again, if you have any questions, ask them. And I will answer those questions. It would be my pleasure. So let's get stuck into it, guys. I'm just going to share my screen here. This is the great thing about Be Live, because you can't do this with other apps. Hey, Winnie, stop it. You can't share your screen normally with Facebook Live, so Be Live's great for that. So this is a presentation that I actually did a couple of years ago when I was teaching people some sales stuff. This is how I'm going to show you what it is. So just ignore these first few slides here. Don't worry about that. Oh, I talk a little bit about me in this prezzo. There you go. There's me. Worked at Aussie Disposals for a while. Did Homestead. That's a picture of me from my first day working at Fairfax, which is exciting. I was pretty proud of myself that day. Yeah, like I said, I was no good at sales. I wanted to learn more, but I quit my job, started Tondo, and I actually learnt this system from this guy, Mihir Tucker. I don't know if anyone in this group, Monica, you're in this group, you'll know Mihir Tucker, obviously. You'll remember Mihir. He actually passed away last year. So big shout out to Mihir for teaching me the system. I'm eternally grateful because it helped me get started in business and get some early wins. Yeah, and you will be missed, Mihir. Saw my first website when I got help. Yeah, so the biggest thing is, you need a system, you need a structure to learn. And this is where the Magnetic Millionaire Academy is useful, because if you implement everything that I talk about in all the modules, you're going to create a successful business, right? And the same thing here, if you implement this 7-step system, you're going to get sales. The ratio of sales to not getting sales is going to go up. You're going to get more sales, right? Because you have a system, and the system creates confidence. Once you understand the steps, then you're able to implement again and again and again and again and again, and it becomes possible to close on the spot with this system, which is great. So here are the steps. Here are the 7 steps, right? First of all, we got ask questions. Then we get a validating question. We ask for permission to sell. We demonstrate a whole bunch of value. We sell to them at that point. Then we future pace them with some clever little NLP techniques, which I'll take you through. we establish some value, and then we close them. So let's get stuck into it. So first step is ask questions, right? Now, this is cognitive dissonance. This is cognitive dissonance, which I explain in the Magnetic Millionaire Academy, but I'll just quickly go through it now. So the whole point of it is we want to establish where they are right now, logically and emotionally, and where they want to be in the future, logically and emotionally. Humans make decisions based on logic and emotion, not just one of the two. It doesn't matter what type of person we are. If we are convinced logically and emotionally, we will work with that person, or we'll make our decisions based on those two things, a combination of those two things, not just one. Not just one of those things. We can be told something is right logically, but if it emotionally doesn't feel right, then that's going to be an issue, okay? That's going to be a real issue. So what we want to do is we want to use cognitive dissonance to establish that dissonance, that gap between where they are now and where it is that they want to be, okay? That is cognitive dissonance, super, super useful. So here's a little tip, because if you're on a phone call with someone, as you know from the Magnetic Millionaire Academy, that the actual model looks like this. So I'm going to go this screen. The actual model looks like this. It's like a cross, right, with the 4 quadrants, okay? Now, what I do is if I'm on the phone, I'll actually use this cross still to this day, and I'll ask questions. So I'll be like, hey, you know, what's happening in the business right now? Oh, you know, we've got this many clients. Oh, cool. How much money are you making from those clients? Oh, this much. Okay, cool. Another tick, another tick. Then how does that make you feel? Like if nothing changes in 12 months, what would that mean for you? Oh yeah, frustrated, boom, 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 tick, tick, tick. And then again in the future, what do you want to do in the future? Oh yeah, we want to have 30 clients. We want to do this, we want to do that. We want to make 240 grand in a year. Okay, cool, awesome, that's cool. And how would that make you feel if you got that? You know, you're actually ticking them off as you go. So now you're not missing anything. Because if you tick off all 4 of the quadrants, then you're going to get a result. Then you're going to create this distance in the mind of the prospect that you're talking to. You're going to help them understand. You're going to help them understand that they need you, to get to where it is that they're trying to go, okay? That's just straight up what cognitive dissonance does. That's the power of cognitive dissonance. All right, so if you're doing phone conversations, then do that. Even if you're not doing phone conversations, if you're doing it in person, if you're brass enough, just write it out. Just put that little cross on a piece of paper and just be ticking as you ask the questions, so that you understand that you've actually ticked off all 4 of the quadrants, okay? So that's step 1, is cognitive dissonance. Get really clear on each of the quadrants, because the clearer that you make each of them, the bigger the gap in the middle, the bigger the dissonance. And the bigger the dissonance, the more that person wants to fill it. And if you're the right answer, if you are the solution to their problems, they'll want to fill it with you. There you go, cognitive dissonance. Now, second step, once you've done that, is to validate with a question. Now, this shows them that you were listening. Right? This shows them that you have an understanding of who they are and what they want. This sums it all up, but what it also does is it gets them to say yes. We get a micro commitment, what we call in the NLP world a micro commitment. So if they're saying yes, 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 when they're talking to you throughout this conversation, then when they get to the close, they've already said yes to you so many times that it becomes synonymous. It's like affirmations. When you tell yourself, money comes to me, money comes to me, money comes to me, after a while, it becomes the truth. Same deal here. If they're saying yes, yes, yes to you, then eventually they're just going to get used to saying yes to you. So the question is this. So I understand you want to make 240K in a year. That's exactly right, Josh. Yes. Okay, cool. You know, so we're telling them, yeah, this is what you want. From what I hear, this is what you want. Okay. So that's the question. So I understand you want to make 240K in a year. Yep. Sweet. Awesome. Then the next step is to go, are you curious about how I can help you achieve that? Because here's the thing. What we're about to do after this is to demonstrate value, right? We're about to demonstrate a whole bunch of value. You don't want to just go into start talking heaps, because some people don't like it when the other person in the conversation talks too much. And I'm sure we've all been there. I'm sure we've all had that. We've all had that conversation where, you know, the person talks too much, and we're just sitting there thinking, man, this person talks a lot. We lose sight of what we're actually there to have a conversation about. We lose sight of it. So what we want to be doing is establish with them that we're about to talk for a bit. Okay, I hope that's okay. Because if you ask for permission to do that, then it's okay. They've already said yes. They've said yes to you. Yeah, that's fine. You can talk for a bit. You can sell to me. So the question is this: are you curious about how I can help you achieve that? Now, it's structured in such a way that, again, you get a yes. Micro commitment, micro commitment, micro commitment. Yes, 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 yes. You're priming them, getting them ready to hear from you, hear the value that you have to talk about. Are you curious about how I can help you achieve that? They say yes, then you just demonstrate a whole bunch of value. Tell them why they need to work with you, your processes, your tools, your systems. This is your chance to state your case. And what's really useful is understanding what their personality type is. You know, from the Magnetic Millionaire Academy, I talk about DISC, the DISC system. If you know what sort of person that they are, you can skew your value towards whatever it is that they want to hear. So if they're a professor archetype, talk about case studies, testimonials of clients that have got results with you. If you're talking to a warrior archetype, talk to them about the kind of results you're going to get for them due to the value that you can add. This is what we can do. We can get you this many leads. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Or I've got all these awesome plans. We're going to create this freedom for you if they're a jester archetype. You know, so start thinking about and be clever about how you add the value to your prospect. So we just add a whole bunch of value. Once we've done that, we move into the fifth step, which is future pacing. Now, this is really, really clever, this section, this step. It utilizes, a micro command, but it almost plants an idea in the mind of the prospect. So let me just go through the sentence here. So let's jump forward 3 months. Assuming you and I are going to work together, take yourself 3 months from now. What made our project a success? Here it is again. So let's jump forward 3 months. Assuming you and I are going to work together, take yourself 3 months from now. What made our project a success? So I'm accentuating it. Hopefully you saw what I was doing there, but I really separated the line, you and I are going to work together, from the rest of it. Different tone, and I use gaps between assuming and take. The idea is we want to really clearly plant that idea in the unconscious of the prospect. So let's jump forward 3 months. Assuming you and I are going to work together, take yourself 3 months from now, what made our project a success? So consciously, what they're going to do is they're going to answer what made our project a success. Okay, they're going to start telling you about what will make the project a success for them, what they expect out of you, which is great, good information for you, because you know that that's what you have to live up to if you want to keep them as a client. But unconsciously, we're planting that seed in their mind. So let's jump forward 3 months. Assuming you and I are going to work together, take yourself 3 months from now, what made our project a success? Really, really key this. We're taking them into the future expectations, getting them to visualize success with you as well. So now they're thinking and getting excited about the success that they're experiencing with you. Okay? So you ask that question. Then we establish the value. How much is a lead worth to them? And you can just straight up ask that question. How much is a lead worth to you? Or if you're a PT, how much is losing weight worth to you? Or if you're a property advocate, how much is a family home worth to you? How much is getting the family home worth to you? Really whittle it down to a monetary amount. All right, this is important for the next step. So whittle it down to a monetary amount and get really deep. Make it as big as possible, right? Because let's just say you're in digital marketing, and I know that a lot of people in this group are in digital marketing. So you would say, how much is the lead worth? Oh, $5,000 a month. Cool, $5,000 a month. So how many clients do you would refer you work? Oh, maybe 1 in 3. Oh, so okay, so 1 in 3 clients would get you another client. Yes, that's right. So if we got 3 clients at $5,000 each, that's $20,000. And then the one extra client would be an extra $5,000. So $15,000 basically becomes $20,000. So 3 sales is worth like $20,000. Oh yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I guess it is. Boom. You've started establishing the monetary value of these leads that are coming in, these successful leads that come into the business. Then we use that in the 7th step, which is the close. And the great thing about this close is that we don't want to be pushy. We want to be ethical. We want to be really, what's the word? We don't want to be cheesy. We don't want to be a cheesy, salesy salesperson, right? We just want to be really relaxed and help them understand where it is that they are and what they stand to make by working with us, and why our services are worth the amount that they are is because they're going to get something out of that. So now that we've established like that 3 leads equals about 20 grand a month, you can go, well, if we're able to help you get those 3 clients at 20 grand a month and I charged 3 grand a month, would that be fair? So you're basically saying, if I helped you make 20 grand a month and I charged 3 grand a month, would that be worth it? Would that be fair? Now you're not asking for a decision on the sale. Now you're asking for a comment on the validity of the offer. So if there's anyone out there that feels a bit icky when they sell, they feel a bit icky, they don't like it, they feel too salesy, this is a great way to close in a sales conversation because you're not asking for a decision. Just asking for a comment on the validity of the offer. And that's it. And one of 2 things will happen. They'll either go, yeah, that is fair. Let's work together. Or they'll say, yeah, that is fair, but I have this objection. And if they have an objection, then you could just go back to the Magnetic Millionaire Academy and watch that objection handling video where it's just like, yeah, okay, I get, yeah, I understand you want to talk to your wife, but like, do you want to make money? Yes or no? Oh, you do? Yeah, cool. Well, I think we should do this. Like, I would love to work with you. Yeah, I know that you're worried about funds. You know, I know you are, but like I said, I can help you make 20 grand a month. You know, we can do that if we work together. Do you want to make 20 grand a month? You do? Okay, cool. Well, let's do this. I would love to work with you. Keep bringing it back to the key motivator for that person. And that's it. You go through all those steps, you will get a sale. If you even establish the money method from start to finish before you get to this point, you will get a sale. So let me run through the whole thing again. So you start off with cognitive dissonance. What's happening in the business right now? Cool. What do you want to happen in the business 12 months from now? Awesome, 240 grand, epic. If you're able to get that, what would that mean for you? Be happy, proud, love that. Let me ask you a question. If you couldn't get that in 12 months, what would that mean for you? Yeah, I know, I hear. So I understand that you want to make 240 grand next year. Is that right? Yes, cool. Well, are you curious about how I can help you achieve that? Yes, I am. And that's great to hear. Boom, value, boom, value, boom, value. Let's do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. This is how I work. These are my processes. Boom, value. Okay, so let's just jump forward 3 months for a second. Assuming you and I are going to work together. Take yourself 3 months from now. What made our project a success? Cool, lots of leads coming in. You're starting to get sales. Cool. Well, let me ask you, if you're starting to make sales, how much is the lead worth to you? About 5 grand a lead. Epic. Okay, cool. So, and how many of those leads would end up giving you more sales? Referral work. Also, 1 in 3 would refer you work. Cool. So if it's 5 grand each, we get you 3 clients, that's 15 grand. They would refer you 1 client, that's 20 grand. So you're making about 20 grand a month at this point from just 3 successful leads. Is that about right? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, cool. All right, well, if I was able to help you achieve that 20 grand a month, which is 240 grand a year, and I charge 3 grand a month, would that be fair? Of course it would. And that's it, guys. It's as simple as that. Like I said, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments. I want to help you make cash. All right. I need you guys to commit to the process. No one is talking about this stuff. I am giving away high value stuff. This structure is high value. People pay me thousands of dollars a month just to talk to them about this stuff. And you're getting it in here in this group. So please use it. Go through it. Watch this video a few times. Write all the steps down and try it in your next sales conversation and come back to me. Tell me how it went. Tell the group how it went. Let's start a community here, guys. I need you to commit to this process, please. You guys are all legends. Keep telling me what you want to hear about, and I'll keep telling you. I'll give you some high value. Let's get out there. Let's make some money. Before I go, I'm just going to check online, just see if there's any comments on here. I don't know if it's working or not. No. Was live. Hang on, let's see here. I am live. No comments. I wonder if I'm just going to check online. Audio is working. Yes. Cool, guys. That was an epic. That was seriously an epic. That was an epic training session. I recommend watch that a few times. Really, watch that a few times and you'll get a lot out of that. Let's talk soon. Any questions, put them in the comments. Get involved in the conversation. Please, guys, use this. Go out there and sell, make some money, and let's talk soon. You guys are absolute friggin' legends.